All right, I'm going to call this planning board meeting of April 5th to order. Phil, would you read the roll call, please?
Mr. Cunningham,
Here.
Mr. Minio,
Here.
Mr. Daniele, Ms. Moran,
Here.
Ms. DiFilippo,
Here.
Mr. Florian,
Here.
Ms. McQuaid,
Here.
and Ms. Joy absent. We do have a quorum.
Okay. We will, would you read the first continued hearing?
Yes, under the preliminaries. Well, actually, if we could skip to the
Oh,
preliminary.
I'm sorry, yes.
Again, in case people are watching this, I received an email from the developer last week. They're still continuing to have conversations with the Department of Public Works regarding the drainage. They're trying to work that out before they move forward. So they're just asking that this be continued again. So if I could just get a motion and a roll call vote to continue this until the, I think it's the 19th is the next meeting.
I'll make a motion to continue.
Okay, go ahead, Jen.
So I'll make a motion to continue the subdivision plan until the next meeting.
Thank you, Leo.
On the motion to continue, Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Minio,
Yes.
Mr. Daniele,
Yes.
Ms. DiFilippo,
Yes.
Ms. Moran,
Yes.
Mr. Florian,
Yes.
Ms. McQuaid,
Yes.
and Ms. Choi absent. Okay, so under public hearings continued, first item is a liquor license and all alcoholic new, location 232 Worthington Street, petitioner Power Entertainment LLC, doing business as Dewey's Jazz Lounge. Just to let the board know, I have not received any additional comments. I guess it was included in the Armory Quadrangle email that I sent out to you, that they are very happy with what's being proposed down there. So I did want to include that. But other than that, I have not received anything.
Are there any other questions or concerns from the board?
One quick question, I can't remember, what were the actual hours that was agreed on?
I think this one might have been the 2 a.m. one. I think just because of its former location as Fat Cats. I think the other one in question, the one on State Street, we had the 12 p.m. consideration.
Yeah, I kind of, just for everybody, in my analysis, I kind of left that blank. I was going to kind of defer to the board on what they thought was appropriate. I know the previous location here was open till 2. Most of the locations down on Worthington Street are open till 2. I do believe they proposed to close the outside part of this, I think at 9 or 10, but I'd have to defer to the petitioner.
Okay.
Yeah, the things are saying 9 o'clock for the outdoor area. For the
Is
hours
that
of
correct,
operation.
Mr. Lumpkin?
I'm here. That is correct. That
Okay.
is we plan on closing the outdoors at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you. Okay, are there any other questions? Then I will accept a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Bill, with you do roll call vote.
Closing the hearing, Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Minio,
Yes.
Mr. Daniele,
Yes.
Ms. Moran,
Yes.
Ms. DiFilippo,
Yes.
Mr. Florian,
Yes,
Ms. McQuaid,
Yes.
Ms. Choi absent. Hearing's closed.
Okay. I will accept a motion on this petition.
I'd like to make a motion to approve with the following conditions. Number 1, the hours of operation shall be for outdoors until 9 p.m. And then indoors till 2 p.m. 2, there shall be no banners, streamers, or other promotional material located on the exterior of the building. 3, any and all signs permits shall be obtained prior to installation. 4, a fully executed current license agreement to use the outdoor seating shall remain in place while the use is in operation. 5, final fencing plans for the outdoor seating area shall be submitted to the park department for review and approval prior to installation. 6, there shall be no signed or other promotional materials attached to the fencing. 7, there shall be no amplified music outside.
And just to clarify, I think that the hours you said 2 PM. I just want to make
Oh,
sure.
2 AM, excuse me.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, Phil, if you would do roll call again.
On approving the motion, Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Minio,
Yes.
Mr. Daniele,
Yes.
Ms. Moran,
yes,
Ms. DiFilippo.
I'm abstaining.
Oh, right. Mr. Florian,
Yes.
Wade,
Yes, I wasn't here at the last meeting, but I was here when they first presented. So is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
and then Ms. Choi is absent, so the motion's approved.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I don't see that there's anyone else on, Phil. for
Yeah,
the-
I did receive an email from the Armory Quadrangle that they didn't appear at that meeting either. I did send them the link to the Zoom, so I guess at this point I would, unless the board wants to move forward, but I guess I would recommend without I know there was some questions on from the last hearing regarding security and operations, and it sounded like Armory Quadrangle got some additional information, but I did not. So regarding the security and the management experience. So, I mean, I guess at this point, I would just suggest that we continue this. And I'll
Yeah.
get hold of the petitioner tomorrow and see what the story was.
I think so. Armory still had questions. They didn't show up for their Zoom meeting, so let's give them an opportunity to have all their questions answered. So if nobody has any other questions or concerns on that, I will accept a motion to continue this hearing.
motion to continue this hearing for 141 State Street.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, thank you. Roll call again, Phil.
Motion to continue the liquor license for 141 State Street. Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Minio,
Yes.
Mr. Daniele,
Yes.
Ms. Moran,
Yes,
Ms. DiFilippo,
Yes,
Mr. Florian,
Yes.
Ms. McQuaid,
Yes.
and Ms. Choi is absent. So the motion will be, this item will be continued until the May, I think it's May 19th is the next planning board. On that note, I think I also emailed you guys out the preliminary report under all other matters for the Ackman House Local Historic District. Again, this is just a formality that is required as part of the creation of the historic district is to send the report to the planning board. It does not require a vote. I don't know if you have any questions. I believe this is another CPA is requiring this district to be created. I believe this one is received funding through this Community Preservation Act. So as with other projects, when they receive funding from the CPA, they're required to create a local district. So again, there's really nothing the board needs to do other than be notified. Again, as part of the process, a finalized report will come out, and then that will have to be voted on by the city council and then ultimately approved by the mayor. So. On the other note, Gloria, speaking of the CPA, I don't know if you wanted to talk briefly.
yeah, my term is up and I put it out there if anybody wants to take over. I'm very willing to stay, but I feel that anybody on the board should have an opportunity to join if that's what they would like.
I think you should stay.
But,
I think you should stay.
oh, okay.
Second that motion.
You do a great job.
Yes,
I'd be willing to do it if you wanted to leave. But if you want to stay, I'm willing to wait. I mean, I'm fine.
Okay,
I just
Um,
want you to know that there's a backup in the event you wanted to leave, but I'm not looking at you leaving.
okay, all right. Well, I would like to stay. We're right in the process of, we've had 3 meetings where we've heard the 5-minute proposals from people. And now we're getting down to, we have about $5 million in requests. And we only have about $1 million to spend. So this is where it gets interesting to say.
Sure, that's fine.
Okay,
Gloria, I have a question because I was asked
Go ahead.
on the park commission too.
yes, I know.
Already. So they said Tuesdays. How often do you meet?
We meet the first Tuesday of every month.
Okay.
But when it comes to hearing the proposals, because what do we have? 8, 16, we had 25 or 26 proposals. We break it up. And so sometimes we meet twice a month,
Okay.
but that's maybe 3, 4 months at the most.
Always on Tuesdays, and what time?
It's Tuesdays at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
The special meetings, we usually do a doodle poll to see when people are available. It just turned out that we had one yesterday, and then we had one at the end of March and the beginning of March. So,
Thank you.
I don't
all
know.
right, then if that's okay with everyone, then Bill, if you would just send Bob a note,
Yeah, I guess I would just take a motion.
a vote.
to-
Okay,
if there-
I recommend that Gloria continue on the Community Preservation Board.
there's a second.
Second,
Okay. Voting in favor, Mr. Cunningham,
Yes.
Mr. Minio,
Yes.
Mr. Daniele,
Yes.
Ms. Moran,
yes.
Ms. Di Filippo,
yes,
Ms. McQuaid,
Yes.
and Ms. Choi absent. So,
You left me out,
oh,
Phil.
sorry, Mr. Florian.
Let me see, I'm thinking about it. Okay, I'll say yes.
oh, thank you.
Thinking about it. What you talking about, Willis?
Oh, on
So
that
maybe-
note, I do not have any A&R plans, so.
Oh, wow, this is a really short one.
Seriously.
We do have
Yeah.
a zone change coming for the 19th, so there will be a meeting on the 19th as well as this continued item. So, and the subdivision, we'll see.
Okay,
Other than that, if there could be a motion to adjourn,
so moved.
all in favor, I guess, I would just do a.
Yeah, raise your hand.
Yes. Yes.
All right, everyone. It was nice seeing you. Take
Good
care.
seeing you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great night.
Good night.
Bye.